Hey, beautiful and wonderful people. I hope you're good. You're doing great from every corner of the country that you're listening to Celeb Corner KE from. So, right now, there is a certain conversation that we are having as a country as we try to look at the deal that was yesterday made public, where Adani signed a 96 billion deal with Ketraco, which is one of the power suppliers in our country, Kenya. Now, a lot of questions, and I say a lot of questions, more than answers have raised from this deal. But the question remains, was it only the Kentraco deal that was signed? Or was Adani's deal, all the three deals gone through? Because according to the latest report that we have, Adani was eyeing three key projects in our country. The first project was the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport renovation, which would uh, go for about 30 years. Same thing to the Kentraco. Kentraco will last for 30 years. The deal between Adani and Kenya is for 30 years. Now, from Kentraco, we head to another sector, that is the health sector, the social health insurance fund. Adani also, this was a deal that went through. But one of the biggest deals of Adani that uh, had not gone through, and I say this, had not, but right now it has already gone through, was the deal of the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. For SHIF, which is the social insurance, the social health insurance fund, ni deal ambayo ilikuwa inagharimu Adani 106 billion Kenyan shillings, which was a deal between Kenya, the Kenyan government, and Adani, Safaricom. Adani is under proxy company which is called the payroll, and then there is the Convergence and the Safaricom Limited Company, which is a company where the CEO of the said company, the chairman of the board of directors at Safaricom, that is Adel Hawanja, is the personal lawyer to Adani in Kenya, and also a personal lawyer to the president of the Republic of Kenya. Now, these deals had been stalled. This is after the Senate did the due diligence trying to verify how legit were the deals that Adani was carrying out with the government of the Republic of Kenya. But now, yesterday is when the first deal was made public that it was a success, the Ketraco deal. The deal was not signed today nor yesterday. The deal was signed on 9th. Remember, today we are on 12th. The deal was signed on 9th of October. On 9th of October was on Tuesday when the said the impeachment motion of the deputy president of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua, was going on at the National Assembly, and where the voting was done and Gachagua was impeached. Now, when we say that it was a diversionary tactic, we will not be missing our words. Now, let me tell you something. According to the latest intel that has come to us, Adani arrived in Kenya on Friday last week. On Friday last week, uh, I can't remember the date, but on Friday last week, Adani's CEO, Adani Gautam, arrived in Kenya at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in a private jet together with his team from Abu Dhabi and India. They arrived and they were received by government delegates. They were received by a motorcade from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Now, after arriving on Friday, the information was put at wraps because remember, on Thursday we had the so-called public participation. Same thing with on Friday. So Kenyans were concentrating with what? With the public participation drama at the Bomas of Kenya and different constituencies around the country. Now, while we were concentrating on this is when Adani made his entrance in Kenya. Together with their team, they were received by the officials from the government. After being received, they proceeded on to go ahead on Sunday when President William Ruto attended a church service at ACK, one of the churches in the country, in Nairobi. After finishing his church service, he met Adani CEO and the Adani group members at the State House, Nairobi. After meeting, that is when Adani came on to finalize and also have a conversation with the president in regards to how they will move forward with the deals that have been stalled for some time due to the controversy that arose from Kenyans after the whistleblower of Adani deals, that is Bwana Nelson Amenya, made it public to the people of the Republic of Kenya. After the meeting on Monday, that is when President William Ruto called Rigathi Gachagua to tell Rigathi Gachagua to resign. This prompted Rigathi Gachagua to call the media and inform the media that he is not resigning, and went ahead to lay out facts and his defense on the allegations that had been laid against him, which were stated as his grounds for impeachment. Now, from there, on Tuesday, while the impeachment was going on, Adani, together with the energy CS, that is Bwana Opiyo Wandayi, and the transport cabinet secretary, Bwana Davis Chirchir, met with Adani. After meeting with Adani, they finalized two crucial deals. The deals that were finalized and signed was the deal of the Ketraco deal worth 96 billion Kenyan shillings, and then the Jkia renovation deal, which is equal to 234 billion. Why was the first deal made public yesterday? The tension in the country ilikuwa imesimama. The tension, we don't have that tension that people had while the impeachment motion was going on and whatever was going on. They have realized that, you know what? Kenyans bought the narrative. We will impeach the DP. We impeached the DP from the National Assembly and nothing happened. So what can we do going forward? We will proceed with going on to impeach, to finalize the deals and make the deal public. Now, right now, you cannot question a deal that has already been signed and the tender has been given and the people have started allocation of resources. So Adani is set to kickstart its project with Ketraco. Are you getting the point? But they decided we are not going to make public the deal of Jkia right now. Let the impeachment motion continue and proceed to the Senate. While they are in the Senate and everything is going on and the voting is going on, that is when Davis Chirchir will also gazette that the deal between Adani and the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport has gone through. So there is nothing that you people of the Republic of Kenya can do. And I want to read a certain tweet that was made by one Okia Omtata in regards to the yesterday's news of Adani signing their deal with Ketraco. Listen, Okia Omtata says, this is what I kept telling you about. Some very interesting coincidence. Check the dates. The Adani Ketraco deal was signed on 9th October. Guess what else happened that day? Gachagua's impeachment. All of you had your eyes glued to the TV following the scam. While they were having a meeting at the State House finalizing what? The signing of the deal. Now, how much money is Adani investing in Kenya in these 3 days? How much? I want us to count together. Adani, the first deal that went through is the shift deal under a payroll. They signed a deal worth 104 billion. That is the first deal. 104 billion. The second deal is that of yesterday of Ketraco, which is worthy 96 billion. So 96 billion plus 104 billion is equal to 200 billion Kenyan shillings. Now, the final deal and the highest bid is that of the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, which is worthy 238 billion. The amount Adani Airport Holdings Limited has offered to invest in the upgrade and expansion of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and operate it for 30 years. 200 and what? And 34 and 38 billion. In total, Adani is putting and investing an amount of the 200 and that an amount of 438 billion in total of the amount of money that Adani will be investing in our country, Kenya. Now, when you look at this money that Adani is pumping into the Kenyan infrastructure, let's go back to Shift. Adani is supposed to benefit because they are going to invest 104 billion. They are supposed to benefit with about 800 billion Kenyan shillings. 800 billion Kenyan shillings. Come to Shift in the next 30 years, the amount of money that Adani will make from the 96 billion that they will invest in Ketraco, the 96 billion, they will benefit with 643 billion. 600 and 643 billion. Tunaelewana? So 800 billion plus 643 billion, that is equal to 1.4 trillion. Come to the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. What will be the return of Adani? Adani is said to, they will pocket from the 238 billion that they will invest at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. They are supposed to pocket at least in the next 30 years 1.5 trillion. So 1.5 trillion plus 1.4 trillion, that is equal to 1.4 plus 1.5, that is equal to 2.9 trillion. 2.9 trillion, that is the amount of money that Kenyans need to fund a budget for a certain period of time. And hiyo pesa itaenda kwa mtu mmoja. Are you getting the point? So I'm telling you, this is not something that is out of the blues. And should I remind you that according to the due diligence that we have done in the videos from the past that we have done trying to dig deep into this Adani company and its allegiance to the presidency, we have found undisputable evidence linking Adani directly to the president and also to the family of the president of the Republic of Kenya. So when I tell you that Adani arrived in Kenya on Friday and on Sunday he had a meeting with President William Ruto at the State House, and on Tuesday while the impeachment was going on, in presence of the Cabinet Secretary of Transport Davis Chirchir and that of Energy, and also according to some intel, also we are being told that, I don't know, the president was there, but that is unverified information, that all the deals went through. It's only that publication has not been made about the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport deal, because that is the biggest deal that Adani has with Kenya, and Adani Gautama cannot let that deal slide. And let me tell you, these are the official amount of money that we are being told. In the current regime, when you look at it, we know how we are given shadow numbers, yet the real numbers are not made public. If it's not for the whistleblowers, we would never know about Adani and how it has been doing in the country. So I will not miss my words while I tell you that Adani has not invested only 438 billion. They might have invested about 800 to a trillion Kenyan shillings. If they have invested a trillion, they are supposed to make about 5 trillion from the money that they have invested in the Republic of Kenya. But with that money, ndio nawambianga, we speak about 438, but kama hii deal ilikuwa ya 800 ama 1 trillion, meaning about 500 billion imeenda kwa wengine huko, wale ambao ni facilitators wa hizi deal ku go through. So it's about time you open your eyes, and I tell you, without fear of contradiction, that Jomo Kenyatta International Airport will be in our dreams. Yani, us or the Republic of Kenya earning or getting revenue from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, that one tutaisahau for the next 30 years. Kuja kwa Ketraco. Ketraco, mambo yetu sasa ya kununua token, tutakuwa tunanunua token kama dhahabu. And I said that yesterday, I will repeat it again. So it's about time we brace ourselves and fasten our safety belt, because the tide is going to be rough. The ride is gonna be rough for the next few years. Maybe if another president comes in and tries to overturn the deal. But with this, with whatever he is getting out of these deals, he isn't ready to listen to whatever crap you can say. For now, we leave it there, but I hope the message is all. You understand how these deals worked and how even the Jkia deal was went through. For now, make sure you subscribe ndani ya Celeb Corner KE.